In March, Benedict XVI met with a group of Jewish leaders from the chief rabbinate of Israel. During the meeting, the Pope reaffirmed the Church's declaration Nostra Aetate of the Second Vatican Council, which outlines dialogue between Catholics and Jews.
Benedict XVI noticed that according to the Nostra Aetate Declaration of Vatican II, the acknowledgement of the rich common spiritual patrimony makes dialogue necessary and possible.
Many of the most important concepts in Judaism are not mentioned explicitly in the Torah, but we have an oral tradition that they are part and parcel of our world view. Where we do see the concept of reincarnation is in the mystic tradition. The classic work of Jewish mysticism is the Zohar, which has its source from 2,000 years ago, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his students, and it was later edited and disseminated in Spain approximately 1,000 years ago. And in the Zohar, which is quoted liberally in all Jewish learning, the idea of reincarnation is mentioned over and over again, and it begins to reveal the secrets of how reincarnation works and almost a who's who in the Torah itself. And it wasn't until the Arizal, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria, the great Kabbalist of the 1500s in the city of Tzfat, who revealed in the most open way the secrets of reincarnation, where the sources in the Torah, the prophets, and the writings are. A few hundred years after the Arizal, the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement in approximately 1750, popularized the teachings of the Arizal, and especially of reincarnation. And there are so many stories of the Baal Shem Tov revealing to people who they were in previous lifetimes. In the modern era, virtually all of the rabbis now accept reincarnation as not just a part and parcel of Judaism, but actually a foundational teaching that gives us insight.
I have found that at the very heart and core of all these secret societies lurks the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is the ancient Jewish mysticism. It is a method of encoding information through a system of mathematics and numbers. It is some of the most ancient knowledge that man has ever possessed and has been kept secret and given only to those who have proven themselves worthy through the process of initiation. Nobody knows where it comes from. I can tell you this, it was there long before the Jews came along. The Jews just took it and preserved it, and they passed it down, and it's used by everybody because it's at the heart and core of the secret knowledge, the metaphysics. These people that belong to the secret societies never dared to write down in any language what they knew, what it was that they were guarding, because then someone could steal it and then the secret would be out. So they devised secret systems of encoding the secrets of the ages, the knowledge, the hidden knowledge, the occult. So they took this knowledge and they made it occult through a system of encoding, encryption, one of which is mathematics, numbers. Another is architecture. Everybody wondered, why do they have a fraternal organization called the Freemasons? Aren't those the guys that build walls? You bet they do. But every wall they build contains the secrets that have been kept and maintained throughout the ages, and it's encoded in the architecture and in the measurements of the buildings and in the mathematical formulas used to derive the geometry, the shape, the length and breadth and height of rooms, all encoded there.
None less than the famous and holy mystic Rabbi Chaim Vital, who is the major expositor, student of the holy Arizal, Rabbi Isaac Luria, the father of modern-day Kabbalah. Rabbi Chaim Vital specifically states, when he's speaking about attaining levels of prophecy, and he speaks in one of his mystical works about the levels of preparation and cleanliness and purity that a person has to undergo in meditative states and in working on all sorts of aspects of self-mortification or refining the character traits in order to become a vessel to receive proper prophecy. Rabbi Chaim Vital states that this applies to non-Jews as well as to Jews.
Shabbat and the environment. When we think about the environment, especially today, in a world that is increasingly worried, and for good reason, about the consequences of global warming and climate change. So we look at the environment as a sensitivity that man needs to have to the world that he lives in. That there needs to be an equilibrium between the forces of nature. And because of this constant cycle, the whole Jewish lifestyle and calendar is based on 6 days you shall work, and the 7th you shall rest. And it's week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. So we get in touch with really what's a divine cycle. And that appreciation of cycles, of course, tunes us in to the cycles of nature that are all around us.
God gave us this world to look after. And said, I put you as masters over this. I want you to care for us. Now, there are many today who are driven by a mindset that they want to get as much as they can for themselves. They are driven by consumerism. They buy and spend and throw away. We need to learn to live a simpler life. For me as a Seventh-day Adventist, this is an important issue.
with this planet. I, the wed. Please join us in celebrating World Environment Day.
Every year,